Here's a present for you.
Hello and welcome, this is Rooflemonger, and welcome to the 12 Days of Tech-mas. So I want to celebrate the holiday spirit a little bit here, and I figure what's the best way than, Dragon Ball FighterZ tech, right? So in the 12 Days of Tech-mas, I'll be posting 12 separate little small pieces of tech. These aren't going to be giant guides or nothing here, it's just little pieces of tech. Could be a little tidbit, could be a little, corner setup, it could be a little mix-up. I don't even know all of them yet. I only got about half of these currently figured out right now. Figure out the rest later. Since Broly is obviously the king of handing out presents, day one will start with Broly. So now the first piece of tech we have here for Tech-mas is a common Broly setup I use all the time. So if you watch the streams, you've seen this quite a few times, I'm sure. And it has to do with one being a decent enough, wake up setup, right? It can pressure you and remove a lot of options on the enemy and wake up. And it also preys on a common thing just everybody does. And that's abusing the fact that people tend to air block a very specific way. So before we get to it, let me ask you this. When you're blocking in the air, you don't have to worry about high, low, all that stuff. So what direction do you hold when you're blocking in the air? You probably hold back, right? Well, if you held back, you just got killed. Because that's part of what this setup gets rid of and kind of is tailor-made to beat. So to get to this setup, all we have to do is end any given combo. Does not matter how we get that at all, but end any given combo in Broly's light command grab. So one thing to note here, if you have not used up your smash property already in some way, shape, or form, the light command grab will have this sliding knockdown here. So we do not want the sliding knockdown. So we have to, in some way, shape, or form, basically use up our smash property. So right there, the quarter circle forward and S did it. And so as you can see there, he's able to tech right away after the grab. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So there's multiple layers to this, but we'll just talk about the up tech layer first here. So if you up tech this guy here, what's going to happen? Hey, up teching is fairly safe, right? You're up in the air, you don't got to worry about high-low mix-up stuff here. And a lot of people who just mash buttons or something right after the, hit, up tech, goes over it because, buttons are too low to the ground. You're up in the air a little bit. Except Broly, well, you might notice he's a little taller than everyone, right? So Broly, when he hits a button, he's actually going to be able to hit you with the up tech or not. It doesn't matter. So we hit stand jab here. Like, as you can see here, you got to block it. Because his just hits high and up in the air. Now, once again, as we talked about this, if you air block, you're probably holding back the air block because, once again, you don't got to worry about mix-ups, right? So herein is the mix. So here we are. I'm going to be the defender in this situation here. And all I'm going to do, I see myself getting comboed. So I'm going to up tech here and block. Alright, so I'm getting comboed here. So I'm just going to up tech, block, deal with no mix-ups. Oh, what happened? So the setup is basically tailor-made for this. If you up tech and air block, this jab is basically going to hit you and then you're immediately going to fall to the ground. And basically the frame of animation you touch the ground is the frame you land onto the active down medium sweep is low. So if you were not basically flicking your stick to up tech and immediately crouch block, you get hit. Because you do have to block this as a true low because your feet will count as being on the ground for that first frame when this hits. And from then, I can just do this and go into a full combo and all these other shenanigans, right? So it's basically a setup designed specifically to punish up teching. Now, is it infallible? No, obviously you could immediately just up tech and down block, but then, I can jab, then overhead into combo or something works much the same way here. And that gets in like higher level layer stuff. Now, on top of that, if I decide to be a sassy boy here, it's scary in the corner against Broly, right? Like, we just learned this whole setup works and punishes you for playing passive and up-teching, trying to be safe. We don't want to land to get grabbed and all that kind of fun stuff. So, screw Broly. What we're going to do is we're going to back-tech and start jamming on buttons to ruin this setup. So, let's see what happens. Alright, we're definitely going to back-tech here. And screw Broly. Oh, wait. It's super plus. So, if you try to mash buttons, if you try to vanish out or anything of the matter, it's not going to work here. So, this kind of has you dead to rights on up tech. It kind of has you dead to rights on back tech. There's no vanishing out. It takes care of a lot of options. Yes, you can still delay tech, but then Broly can recover right away and then see your delay teching, then go from there. It is susceptible to reflect, you know, and obviously there's all sorts of counterplay with that in mind. Obviously, raw level Wake Up 3 that's going to win, right? But in the end, it's a pretty strong setup. Not many people can cover both options fairly easily, especially solo. Maybe you need like an assist or something to cover potential up tech stuff. Broly, a single jab, basically solves all tech options on Wake Up. Once again, you're still able to deflect out. You're still able to, you know, delay tech, all that kind of stuff. But up tech and back tech, he's got to solve pretty easily. It's certainly not infallible, but it is a very strong part of his game, and it's part of the game I use a lot myself. Anyways, that's a wrap for now, my friend. So once again, I'll try to make these some fairly quick pieces of tech here as we go forward. And that is it for this video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well. Go out and play some Dragon Ball. And on top of go out and play some Dragon Ball, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.